Alright, boys, we are back, and it's time to continue into the free agency of Year 3 with our Calgary Flames. Hopefully, we can get to Year 4 and do some simulating, but first things first, we have free agency ahead of us here, alright? Now, I was asking you guys in the last video, what should we do? What should we do? And for the most part, you guys were saying trade away Sedin, sign Patrick Kane, sign Mark Stahl, and then there you go. You got your defenseman problem taken care of, and you're going to replace Henrik Sedin, basically, alright? Now, Patrick Kane. I would love to get Patrick Kane. I got nothing against him. The only thing is, he's listed as a center in this game. I wouldn't want to put him in the center. First of all, his faceoffs are only 60. To me, he's a winger. All right, he's fast. He's got great hands. He's got a good shot. You know, to me, he's a winger. So I would love to sign him for the wing, and have Jason Spezza on the first line. But that means that we need a second line center. We still need a second line center after Patrick Kane. All right, now hang on a sec. I'll get into that in a second. Now, defenseman. We needed another defenseman. Now, Mark Stahl, he's good, right? He's very good. I'm not going to say that he's not good. But see, the only problem with us, he's another top 4 defenseman. If you guys remember, when we went into the playoffs this year, you know, we ran into some teams that, on paper, we looked a lot better. But because they had a really good defensive core, that really helped them out. So I think if I'm going to make a move, I want to make a move for a top 2 defenseman. Put him alongside of Morgan Riley, then have Brody and Murray on the second line, and Griffin Reinhart and Ristolainen on the third line. If I get a top 2 defenseman, I want it to be a defensive defenseman. I want someone who can lock down the penalty kill. Now, if you look at Mark Stahl's stats, he's good. I got nothing against him. You look at the defensive category, defensive awareness, 88, shot blocking, and stick checking, 88 as well, all right? So he's good defensively. He's very good defensively. But here's what I was thinking. Hang on a sec. Wait. Is there another? There was somebody else in there. I wanted to check that Martinez guy as well, because he's also a top 4 and he's 1 year younger. But no, defensively, Mark Stahl is better. So I would definitely take Mark Stahl over him. Bobby Ryan, we don't have to worry about these guys. It's definitely going to be Patrick Kane. All right, but here's what we got to do. We've got to figure out who's going to play where on what lines, because I think we have too many players. If we're going to go after Patrick Kane, we're going to have way too many players on our team, and I think we can trade away Backlund. All right, I know you guys are saying, oh, he had amazing playoffs. I know, but he has just kind of fallen behind everyone now. All right, so first, defensively, that's what I'm talking about. I want Morgan Riley to be on the first line, and I want to make a move for a top 2 defenseman, and then you have Brody and Murray on your second line, and then Reinhart and Ristolainen on your third line. And the defenseman that we go after, it can be a veteran defenseman, because we have Kristanovich coming up, and Griffin Reinhart's getting better, all right? But it's just for this year. I think we need to we need to get a top 2 defenseman. It'll help power play, penalty kill, all that good stuff, all right? But forwards, here's what I'm thinking of. Okay, so Sedin, we're going to count as Patrick Kane, all right? So we got Kane, that's 1, Spezza, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right there you have your top 6. All right, Galchenyuk, Gerby, Barchesi, Shinkruk, Spezza, and Kane. But what I was thinking, get Kane, Spezza, Shinkruk, all right, then Barchesi, Gerby, and then a solid second-line center. All right, somebody who can win face-offs, someone who's got a good defensive category that we can use on the penalty kill as well. All right, and then have Galchenyuk, Reinhart, and Iginla on the third line. Kreider, Backlund I think can go. Kreider, Wheeler, and we'll get Max Reinhart on the fourth line. All right, so that's what I'm talking about. I think we can trade Backlund now and save almost $4 million, all right? So that's, in fact, what I'm going to do. Let us try to find a top 2 defenseman out there, okay? Someone that they're willing to give away. Let me just go by defenseman. All right, so I'm looking for a top 2 defenseman, so it's going to have to be someone really good here. I don't see anyone there. Okay, Myers. Let's see, Tyler Myers. He's a top 2 defenseman. All right, he's 25 years old, 6'8". 6'8", Jesus. You know, his defensive awareness, it's pretty good, but you know what? It's actually not that much better than Stahl's. How much is his trade value? It's a lot. He's got 4 years left at 5.5, which isn't bad. All right, so I'll remember that. Myers so far is the best one. Thing is, though, if I'm going to get Myers, I would give up, like, Griffin Reinhart or something, because he would be a defenseman of the future for us. I mean, he's so young right now anyways. No one in there. Duncan Keith or Brent Seabrook. Let's see, Duncan Keith. Yeah, he's a top 2 defense. He's offensive. Ooh, he's really good in the defensive category, though, still. All right, Duncan Keith's not bad, but that's a lot of trade value. What was that other? Seabrook, defensive defenseman, right? Yeah, Seabrook. Ooh, he's listed as a top 4, though. We can easily get Mark Stahl and get the top 4. So Myers and Keith. I'm not going to go too far here. Johnson, I'd say he's a top 4. Oh, he got to top 2. All right. Yeah, but Mark Stahl pretty much the same in the defensive category. That's all I'm really looking at, the defensive category. If there's no other defensemen that are really a lot better than Mark Stahl, we'll just sign Stahl. It'll be a lot easier. No, I don't need you. Cronwall. Ooh, Cronwall. Is he top 2? Ooh, Cronwall. Ooh, I like that. Nicholas Cronwall. And he's a perfect age, too. 34 years old, so his trade value is not that high. Yeah, Cronwall's the best one so far. Because, yeah, his trade value is definitely not as high. All right, he's got 4 years left at less than 5 mil. We can easily trade him next year, right? He'll still be good enough, then you can trade him away when Reinhardt's ready to... Yeah, okay, Cronwall so far is the best one. All right, we're going to remember that, Cronwall. No, I'm going to fly through this now because I know Cronwall is like that perfect fit. Doughty and Bouwmeester, no, we don't need those guys. Ryan Suter, no, we don't need someone with $7.5 million. That's another thing that was good about Cronwall, his salary, right? That's what I'm looking for as well. Like Weber, no way, I'm not giving that much money. No, don't need Larson. Nope. No. Rangers, McDonough, no, I don't need McDonough. He's almost 6 mil. Carlson, no, don't need Carlson. Philly. No, they got no defenseman in Philly, apparently. Ekman Larson, Rundbland. Let's see what this Rundbland guy's about. He's still top 4. Yandel, McCulloch. Yeah, he's 6 mil. No, we don't need that. Go defenseman. There you go. Letang. No, we don't need Letang. San Jose, Brett Burns. No. Pietrangelo. Pietrangelo would be nice, but his trade value is way too high. Cronwall is still the best one. Morrissey, Hedman, Carl. No, we don't need those guys. Toronto, Dion Phaneuf. No, we're not getting Phaneuf. Vancouver, Edler. He's a lot of money, though. Hamuse. Hamuse has got 1 year left. Let's see. Is he top 2? Damn. Hamuse is really good, and he's really good defensively. Dan Hamuse might be the perfect fit. It's Hamuse or Cronwall. Hamuse, 32. Alright, so I'll just remember that. Washington, let me go back. Defenseman, Alsner, no, he won't be that good. Winnipeg, the Buff, let's see, Buff, is he top? No, Buff is top 4. Alright, and Anaheim. Alright, so it's Cronwall or Hamuse. I think it's got to be Cronwall. Super Swede? Hell yeah. Let's see. I think Cronwall's trade value is a lot less as well. Yeah, I want Cronwall. I want Cronwall. I want Cronwall. He's 34 years old. Is a perfect fit for our team right now. All right, so Cronwall, we'll pick him up. All right, now if we're going to pick up Cronwall, we don't need to get Mark Stahl anymore, so that's going to save us some money. All right, but we're going to be trading Henrik Sedin for Cronwall. All right, straight up, straight up. Now, I think they would definitely accept that, no doubt. All right, but we also want to get Backlund off our team, but we can trade him away for a draft pick. Yeah, so I want to get Backlund off the team as well. All right, so Sedin, do you guys have any young guns on your team? Here's that Mikhanov guy, the guy who went second. Oh, he's not bad. He's already a third-line scorer. Yeah, he wasn't bad, but we didn't need him. We didn't need him. No, I don't need anybody like that. How about you just give me some draft picks? Give me your second-round draft pick. So Cronwall and a second for Henrik Sedin. Will it go through? No. So it's probably the second-round pick. Third? Fourth? How about just straight up? Wow. It's because they don't want to give up Cronwall. That's why. I mean, he's a top 2 defenseman, right? They're both kind of the same player. You got your top 2 defenseman and your first line forward. They both have their value. So I'm gonna have to add a little bit to this. I'm fine with that. I'll give you my 6th, my 7th, my 5th. No, still, and a 4th. Come on. Holy crap! All right. They are not willing to part ways with Cronwall. Let's see if there's any other skaters, two-way skaters that I can give him. Let's see. I could give him Backlund, but they'll be over the salary cap then. I knew that was going to happen. Let's see. Gerby again, Laristalainen, Wheeler. I got to hold on to all these guys. Holloway, I got to hold on to Salainen. No, I got to hold on to all those guys. Nope, holding on to all those guys. All right, might have to give up a little bit of a draft pick here, but I want Cronwall for our team. Lysenko, Severson. How about this Severson guy? I can give up Severson. Let's see. I mean, he's 4-star. When did I draft him? I got him in a trade from New Jersey, but I know I'm not going to use him. He's not bad, but I can add him in the deal. Severson, yeah, because we still have that Lysenko guy who's a defenseman, and Valkonen and Ristolainen. So, yeah, we're fine for defensemen. We can get rid of this Severson guy. Oh, excuse me. Wow. Apparently, that'll hurt the salary cap as well. Valkonen, will he? Okay, so I have to give up a draft pick. Whatever. I had 3 first-round draft picks this year. I can give up a 3rd. No, still not. How about a 3rd and a 4th? And a 5th. Oh my God! All right, I'm gonna have to give up a second. They really don't want to give up Cronwall, but you know what? It is what it is. Second round pick. Wow! They still don't want it. Second and a fourth. Come on. Second and a third. Jeez, they do not want to give up Cronwall. And a fourth? No? And a fifth? All right. Looks like we have to go back for Hamuse. I can't really. I mean, I could. No, I don't. I was saying, like, I could give them Backlund as well and find a player on their team that has really crappy trade value, but a lot of, what's it called, salary. Oh, man, Vancouver is already. No, I got to trade Sedin to Detroit because they can afford him. Yeah, I have to. Yeah, because Hamuse won't be able, because Hamuse is only like $4 million as well. We have to do it this way. I have to get Cronwall. They're gonna get a good trade here. I have to, boys. All right. So if I'm getting Cronwall, I will give you. I have to do this. I know you guys are thinking, what the hell? I got to give them a first, but I'm gonna give them our first. All right. So technically, I'm hoping that we're gonna be a good team. Now, if I give you the first, will you give me the second? Still not. All right. How about a third? No. Okay. Sedin and a first for Cronwall. Wow. They look. Detroit is totally unwilling to give up what you've asked for. They do not want to give up Cronwall whatsoever. Holy crap! This is unbelievable. This really is. I'll give you a first and a third. Man, they're gonna get a lot from me. A first and a second, and Henrik Sedin for Cronwall. Come on. Wow. They just don't want to give him up. I'm just tempted just to keep trying this just to see. No, they do not want to give up Cronwall, boys. I can't get it to go through. There's nothing I can do. All right, so that's not going to work. Just not going to work. Let's go to Vancouver. Let's try to get Dan Hamuse. All right, we just cannot get Nicholas Cronwall no matter what we do. All right, so Hamuse, but look at Hamuse's trade value. It's so much higher. All right, so I put Hamuse in there. Now, I have to get Cronwall. I have to. He's the only one I can get. All right, I have to. I'm going to overextend, boys. I have to. Cronwall, look at his trade value. It's so low. Like, I have to get Cronwall. You've got to take these players from me. All right? Who else am I going to give you? I got to give them, like, a two-way guy. Some really good two-way guy. Let's see. No, Sam Reinhart, no. Toffoli, I'll give you Toffoli or Wheel. You can have one of these guys. Or Turavainen. Yeah, you can have Turavainen. All right. Oh, they'll still accept that. All right, that's good. It can still go through. All right, let's just try that. All right, so Sedin and Turavainen for Cronwall. Will it go through? Still not, but now that I can get that, I can add a draft pick to it. Let's try that second again. Will it go through? No, let's try that first then. Will it go through? Holy crap, this is incredible. There you go. All right, so it was Henrik Sedin, a first, a second, and Turavainen for Cronwall. Holy crap. Yeah, they wheeled and dealed me pretty good there, but I needed it, all right? I needed it. I still think we're a better team because of it. And now you got Datsuk, Henrik Sedin, and Zetterberg on Detroit. All right? So, crazy trade, but I'm glad that we made it. I think that was a really good trade for us. All right? Now, next, we have to give up Backlund. We got to give up Backlund. He's just no room on our team for Backlund anymore. All right, so let's just find a team that's interested in getting Backlund. Florida, how's their goaltender situation looking in Florida? Markstrom, how good is he now? He's a starting goalie. I mean, I don't know if Florida will be that good, but they want him. I'll just, they don't want to give up a draft pick, though. We got to find a team that wants him, can afford him, and will give up a draft pick. All right, Montreal will. Let's take a second and a third for Backlund. Will you do it? Yes, you did. All right, the Montreal Canadiens are going to be cheering in the streets when we announce this deal. All right, so there you go. So we sent Backlund over to the Eastern Conference, all right? And now look at our salary cap. We signed Cronwall, and now we have $17 million to work with. All right, so now we can definitely go after Patrick Kane and another player up there. All right, we weren't able to get that second line center that we wanted, but we can fill that out. All right, how is Bobby Ryan's face-off? No, he's not a face-off taker. I just want to see, because we can still make another trade. All right, I'm just trying to see if. No, I can't. I shouldn't get Dubinsky. No. Okay. So let's just do this right now. All right. So Patrick Kane. We know we're going after Patrick Kane. All right. He wants. Oh damn. He wants 8 years already. It'll take him till he's 30. That's perfect. All right. So he wants 8 years. And Tampa Bay. There's already another team interested. So we want to make sure that we get Patrick Kane. All right. So I'm gonna give him 7.350 for 8 years. All right. There you go, Patty Kane. How much salary do we have left? So we should have $10 million left. I can easily sign Bobby Ryan as well then. But do I want Bobby Ryan? Does he fit in on our team? You know, I'm going to sign Bobby Ryan and then maybe make a trade for that center with him. All right? Yeah, because there's no other. Yeah, and we don't need Mark Stahl back there anymore. I mean, I could start Mark Stahl and then scratch Ristolainen, but I want to play Ristolainen this year. Ooh, should I do that, actually? That's actually not a bad idea. Hang on. Martinez, Stahl. He wants 5. Now, you know what? Let me just go after Bobby Ryan. Let's just bolster our offense here, and then we can make a trade for that second-line center that we need. All right, so Bobby Ryan, he wants 3 years. I'm fine with that. I'll give him same thing as Patrick Kane. 3 years, 7.350. All right, and that should take us. We should have around $4 or $5 million left. We might be able to go after Stahl also, but I'm not going to chance it. I'm not going to chance it. So let's just see what happens. Simulate up to the day. Let's see what happens with Patrick Kane and Bobby Ryan. All right, simulation. I think that was a good deal. I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking, man, that Cronwall deal was horrible. I know what you guys are thinking, but he's only 34 years old, all right? I mean, he's got at least another 2 years in him, 2 full seasons before he starts to decline, especially if you play him on the first line, all right? So Bobby Ryan, he's extremely happy to accept our offer, and Patrick Kane. So we got both Bobby Ryan and Patrick Kane on our team, and we still have $4.6 million to work with. Let's see if there's anyone else unrestricted that we can go after. Dubinsky. I could send an offer to Dubinsky just to try and get him. He is not a bad trade assets. Is there any goalies? Let's see here. No. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna try and go for Dubinsky. I don't have the amount of salary that he would want. Can I lower it at all? No, I can't. No, he doesn't have, because I only have 4.675 and he wants 4.8. So I don't think he's going to accept this, but I'll just try it out no matter what. All right, and there's really nobody else that I want to grab. No, we're good. All right, so let's simulate up here all the way. Where is it? Where is it? All right, let's go all the way up here. All right, so, and it usually takes a while. I hate this simulation part where you have to go through the free agency. Yeah, Brandon Dubinsky decided to sign with another team. We knew that was going to happen. All right, so big moves in the offseason here, boys. Big moves. All right, Henrik Sedin, he's gone. The player that helped us really go far last year. He's gone, all right. His $11.5 million contract was just way too much. And by trading him and Backlund, we were able to acquire Cronwall, Bobby Ryan, and Patrick Kane, all right? So we only gave up 2 players, and we got 3 players back, and all 3 of those players are studs. All right, Cronwall, I know you guys are saying that was a bad trade, but it's what we need, all right? I know value-wise, they definitely got better value, but it's what we needed, all right? Dan Hamhuis was a lot more. There was other players like Tyler Myers I could have gone after, but we already have a young crop of defensemen. I want to still get them better. Remember, year 3 was supposed to be a tweener year. We had a good year. Yeah, that's great, but you don't want to, blow up all your plans just because of it. And we really didn't give up too much. We gave up, a first and second round pick? Well, whatever. We have 2 first round picks still this year, and they're from, teams that probably won't be playoff teams. So it's not like we lost any draft picks, all right? And we have plenty of prospects. So we need to start making some moves for some players that can really help us right now, because our young guns are ready, but the Cronwall is going to just help out the penalty kill, the power play, and the first line time so much. I guarantee you. All right, I guarantee you. Dubois and Irving are going to do a lot better this year with Cronwall playing, all right? I guarantee you. Because we've seen it. It seems like having a really good defensive core with a good goalie really helps you out in this game. The Phoenix Coyotes that we faced, the Toronto Maple Leafs had a really good defensive core. We had a better offense than them. They had a really good defensive core. Who else? Who else had the good defensive core? Oh, man, I forget who it was. There was another team. Was it St. Louis? Yeah, St. Louis had a really good defensive core, too, with a deep team. Actually, no. St. Louis had the deep forwards. They had Pietrangelo and Shattenkirk. And, actually, no, I can't remember. No, Phoenix was the better defensive core. They had, 6 top 4 defensemen. Yeah. All right, so, yeah, we're here for another 5 years. Yeah, we know that. All right, so, yeah, we're in preseason. Perfect. Let's check our GM tracker. We're going to end it right here. All right, I'm not going to do the lines right now because I want you guys to help me out with them. All right, but let me just go to roster moves and move the right people around. All right, so goalies, it's going to be Dubois and Irving. They're going to go fight for the number 1 spot. All right, defensemen. All right, so we have a top 2 defenseman now, and then 4 other top 4s and 1 top 6 in Ristolainen. All right, because Griffin Reinhardt's actually pretty good now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, good. And forwards, we got to bring up Hunter Shinkaruk. All right, so Hunter Shinkaruk is no longer injured. That's big for us. Holloway, Reinhardt, Salainen. All right, I'm just going to keep all those guys up. All right, good. So, if I go best lines, all right, originally it has Barchese, Patrick Kane, and Shinkaruk on the first line, Gerby, Spezza, and Bobby Ryan on the second line, Kreider, Reinhardt, and Iginla on the third line, Blake Como, Galchenyuk, and Wheeler on the fourth line. And we have Holloway and Max Reinhardt, who I want to play, and Salainen scratched, all right? So you guys can help me out. How should we arrange our forwards? All right, how should we arrange our defensemen, power play, penalty kill, all that good stuff? And a big question. I want you guys to really give me something good here. This is a good team. Don't get me wrong. This is a very good team. We could go far with this. All right, but I would want it to be so that we have, Spezza, Patrick Kane, and Barchese on the first line. Right, then Shinkaruk, Gerby. And then a solid second line center. Remember, Bobby Ryan, he's good, but he's only an 85 overall guy. I mean, I wouldn't mind making a trade for a solid second line guy. All right, or we can just move up Galchenyuk to the second line and play him and put Bobby Ryan over there, and then Gerby on the third line. You see what I mean? There's a lot of different combinations, but we're missing that solid second line center who can win faceoffs and who can kill penalties for you. All right, Jason Spezza is already a great center for us, but we need that second line center. So you guys can go nuts in the comments. Should we just hold on to Bobby Ryan and dominate with our wingers, or should we trade Bobby Ryan maybe with somebody else on the team and get a solid second line center of the future for us, or maybe just a veteran for this year who's very good defensively and got a good face-off rating and can kill penalties. All right, that's what I'm looking for. Power forward, it doesn't matter, but it's just Bobby Ryan. He was available, so I wanted to sign him, all right, but his face-offs is 65, and he's a right winger. All right, we have plenty of wingers on our team already. All right, without Bobby Ryan, I mean, we could do that. All right, even Sam Reinhart could come up now because he's looking amazing. Okay, so you guys help me out. What should we do about our second line center position? And once that's all taken care of, how should we edit our lines? Let me know, boys. And in the next video, we're going to start up year 4, and I'm expecting big things. See you guys there.